the first episode of what I hope is many of my playthrough of City Skylines 2. The game came out last week and I've been playing it a lot and I've really been enjoying it, and I'm by no means the best at it, but I was hoping I could get better together with you guys. I think we're going to go with Twin Mountain, just because I like that little river down the middle, and I think there's a lot that can be done with this. For the city name, I've given it some thought, and I do really like the city of Hardwood. Not sure why, I just feel like it's calling to me. So here's what the map looks like. As I said, I really like the river splitting the map in half, and I think we can do a lot with that in the future. I've never actually done this map because I did not know that there are two connections in. Wonderful sign. I've never, in City Skylines 1, you didn't see that as far as I know, so this will be interesting. What I looking at first to see where the wind is going, just to decide where the industrial is going to be, and I do think it might be in this corner over here. We can take advantage of all of this forest and the wind is going this way, and sort of for this part of the map we can focus on residential, and obviously because it's going up to the mountains it is a little wavy and flattest down here. So why don't we try just going along with the lines and see how that looks. And for grids, because I'm trying something new this time, I'm not too worried about, because usually I'm super specific on like a 200 by 200 grid, but it's a new city, we're starting off new, and what many people don't realize is that in City Skylines you can always change it later. So let's see what calls to us really, and honestly just go from there. That's not bad at all. Wonderful. And then we can have more residential sprawl up here, and maybe it's commercial on the sides or in the middle a little bit, and have my industrial sector here. So let's expand to the industrial road frame next. And by that, let's just bring this road down. And page up. See if we can make a nice bridge. Perfect. Bring that down. Just like that. And then have that come all the way up there. And I do really, and then we can have a sprawl here for our industrial. So, it's not the prettiest start in the whole wide world, but it's a start. And that's the thing about City Skylines, where you have to start from somewhere and you don't always have to start with the prettiest thing in the world. I think initially we should just buy electricity. In this game you have the option to buy from outside connections, and at the beginning it just makes the most sense, just because it can be so expensive. Sewage on the other hand we do need to take care of. So let's get a huge outlet all the way over here, and we can get our water pumpkin station just a little bit further up like that. And sort of bring this road right there to it. And the outlet doesn't necessarily need a road, but I always like taking one because people have got to work there, right? And this is a wonderful start. Let's start zoning. So we wanted this to be our industrial, and we can get a little bit of industry down this middle and sides here. Now, I don't necessarily want to put any residential on the main roads just yet. Eventually, probably, we would fill that up with commercial space. However, like I said, we can worry about this right now, and we'll get there. There's no rush. Okay, and we're already there pretty fast. That was pretty fast. So let's get some commercial along this road here, just along the top there, and then maybe a little bit more here. I reckon that could look really nice. So here I'm going to unpause, and I'm just going to keep expanding the grid that we've made initially and hope for the best from there on out. And while expanding the grid, houses take a little while to build, and we can hopefully get some population flowing into our city. So demand for residential shot right up. Thankfully, I got some extra roads here where I can plop that down. And hopefully that can cover us for a little while. And oh, I forgot about this whole area that I made. I just made it too. So yeah, hopefully this can satisfy our new citizens. We got 40 already. That's crazy fast. And we can build down here a little bit and move from there. I'd love to get another arterial main road along the coast here. I know here I have houses, but to get something that comes down, and here we go. We've had our first milestone, tiny village, and we've unlocked a development point and 3 plots to buy. A lot of guides instantly want to use everything as fast as possible. I like to just wait, establish my first square, and move on from there. There's no rush. City Skylines is not a rushed game. You can take your time doing things, go slowly, and eventually you'll have an amazing city. Let's have that connect all the way down here, maybe that intersection to the highway, and we can change that later on. What this does is it opens up an entire opportunity for a grid down the middle here, and even bring this road down, and that way we have 3, and we can just continue this grid. We can see that this house here is waiting for a hearse, so we do need to work on a cemetery, and that's something that we might include down here. But let's get those roads in first. Again, demand is really high, but what's different about this game and previous and the other City Skylines game is that you don't need to meet the demand straight away. Again, you can take your time. There's no rush. So this area is a little flat here, and we have a ton to do there, so I might just leave the flat area open and work on building these roads along the contour lines. Just because it's something, again, something I've not really done before, and I think it could look extremely unique. And then let's get a main road sort of following this and coming down between all of these. In fact, I might upgrade just this to be the main road because I really like the shape of that. So then it's as simple as hitting the replace tool, and let's bring it just like that. Wonderful. So we have our main road here. This might be a tricky intersection, but we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it when we get there. Absolutely no problem. And then let's connect these roads up vertically a little, and then we can get to zoning and working on our cemetery and garbage. I think that's what we're going to go with for now. Maybe one more road down here. Connecting those up, but I really like the look of this. So let's start zoning. And these intersections are bothering me a little bit. However, I think you know what I'm going to say about we can just change it later. So let's get zoning. So I just had a better idea, and instead of building the cemetery in the middle here, let's just build it down here. And that way we can make a lovely walkable park with paths between these houses here. And we can get yet another windy, windy road. I know, doesn't it all look like spaghetti right now? But let's see if we can bring this down and have it follow this curve. And maybe have it reconnect all the way with this intersection here. And hey, that works out. What has happened here? Can you guys get a load of this? Is this one street? Is it two streets? Let's just let it be. I'm scared to touch it, honestly. Demand for everything has shot up, but we'll get there. There's absolutely no rush, as usual. So let's see if we can get a little road. How are we going to do this? Okay, how about, because this area is so flat, we can get a road that comes up like this, along the lines, more or less. And then back into that. And in this spot, I should be all good to add, not a landfill, but a lovely little cemetery. Doesn't that look like a good spot after we expand this out for yet even more housing? And once we fill this plot up, it's time to buy a second plot, maybe expand some industrial and commercial stuff. Maybe we get some more commercial along these main roads. We'll get there. But let's finish up this area first. And it looks like we've unlocked Small Village, which is another 700,000 and some more development points. Do really like the way this looks. Even though it looks a little bit like spaghetti, honestly, it's better than most of my cities, which might be, saying a lot. I've got most of this zoned up, and I think I might get some commercial spots here and maybe some more even up here closer to our residential areas, because who's going to drive all the way there just to go shopping? And instantly, just with these small plots, you can see that demand is shot down. Which again, I'm not worried about because I know it's going to come up just in a few moments. With our cemetery, we've also unlocked a clinic, which is another need that our citizens may need. Now, call me a little bit morbid, I always like having the clinic opposite or nearby the cemetery. I just think it's funny. So with that down there, our citizens know that they have a clinic they can go to. I hope this road doesn't get too busy, and eventually hopefully we can get another clinic on this side of the map and work on that. Recently we also unlocked schools. We unlocked schools and garbage management. Garbage in this game can also get outsourced to other cities. You see we have 2 connections. And for now, let's just stick with that until we expand our industrial and commercial space a little bit more. However, let's put down our schools. So we have an elementary school and a high school, and these are quite large, similar to our cemetery. However, I think we might know the good spot to fit them. Up here, where the cemetery was originally planned, seems perfect for me, especially if we can surround it with parks around the back for the elementary school. I think that's wonderful, right in the middle of our residential area. The high school is a little larger and will not fit, or it will fit side by side. However, I think I want to put the high school closer to this corner, maybe give it its own education road. And as I say that, I am agreeing more and more about the idea. So let's build our lovely education road. Maybe not that far out, but what if we just did that and have it rejoin our main road there, and then we can get the high school and plop it down right there. And the reason I wanted the high school a little bit far away and wanted to give it so much space is because the high school, we can get a sports field. And sports fields are wonderful because citizens love visiting them. Now you'll see there's a little bit of area here that, doesn't really line up with our roads. And that's absolutely no problem because this is where we get the trees. We get the brush and we just brush it up, add some trees, make it look a little bit more natural as I click the wrong button. So here we are, we're adding a few trees and nobody's gonna know. It's as simple as that. Demand for everything is spiked up, which I think is quite impressive considering we don't even have our own garbage. However, let's see if we can fill up a little more commercial. Let's see if we can fit more commercial and or residential in these areas. For example, I reckon we can fit some commercial along these intersections here. Just because, again, who wants to drive so far for commercial? I'm sure our citizens of Hardwood will appreciate being nearby. And I always also like putting commercial near the schools. During lunch or whatnot, the students need a place to go, no? So let's see if we can fit in a few convenience stores around the area and also some more housing. Because who wouldn't want to live on Education Street? Let's be honest for a moment. We can get a little bit more commercial in this box here, and as you can see, demand for all of that, commercial and residential, has gone down, and we've hit our milestone 3. Now this is a large village. More money, more development points. Next, what we have to do is we need to expand our industrial zone. It's incredibly small right now, and maybe we can also work on getting our own power. So, because we want to build industrial sort of towards this way, maybe connect up with that highway and skip all the truck traffic. Let's buy these 4 tiles. And this is also relatively flat land, which I'm very excited about. So, this is our first city, the city of Hardwood. We have 1,000 residents. We have 6 development points, which I'm not sure what to use on. And we have 4 brand new plots where we can expand our industrial complex. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time when we work on that. See, this is the start of a new city, and we took our time working on it, and hopefully it can grow and be something that we're proud of. City Skylines 2 is a wonderful game with a lot of heart, and I'm really excited to build this city and actually finish the city, because often I end the cities too early. So far, I'm loving the way this looks. I'm loving the zigzag patterns. I'm loving the spaghetti look. I'm loving how our industrial complex is across the river, so we can build some lovely beach houses. Now, yes, these do need a little bit of work, but we'll get there, and I'm confident that it will happen.